Following a difficult freshman year away at college, filled with extreme homesickness, academic anxiety, and numerous attempts at dealing with newly discovered mental health issues, my parents urged me to reconsider the summer teaching position that I'd recently accepted with Breakthrough Collaborative Summerbridge Pittsburgh. A 40-minute commute each way, 10-plus-hour workdays for 8 weeks straight. My parents had a better idea. Go to therapy, live at home, work 5 minutes away at a summer camp, and just get your life back on track. And secretly, I wanted more than anything to take my parents' advice. I was terrified of the position I'd just accepted, especially after the year I just had away at school. But I knew deep down that pushing away the position and taking the easy road wasn't what I needed to get my life back on track. During my freshman year of school, I spent a lot of time thinking about my life and about everything that I'd been through. I spent so much time contemplating things on long car rides to and from campus or days spent lying around in bed or sitting in the hospital. And I recognized that while my freshman year and the experiences I was living at that moment were incredibly challenging and difficult and ultimately life-changing, they were experiences that I could never, ever let hold me back later in my life. Depression and anxiety may have gotten the better half of my spring semester, but I was determined to not let them take over my life. They were never going to limit me. I was never going to limit myself. And so I knew that summer I needed to take the summer teaching position, and that in order to get my life back on track, I really, really needed to challenge myself, to push myself, and to stay true to the ambitious person I was at heart. I could never forgive myself for giving up a potentially life-changing experience like the one I had just been handed. So I kept the job, and it really did change my life. There were moments at Summerbridge Pittsburgh. There was the day when my mentor teacher came into my classroom and I'd planned an entire math activity, complete with an art project and snacks, and my classroom turned into mass chaos. And I learned the importance of classroom management, and even more than that, I learned that it takes more than just 3 weeks to become a college teacher. There was the day when we hosted the 24 tournament, the math-inspired competition that one of my students, Bana, urged me to coordinate, and she helped me to organize, and in the end, she ultimately won the competition, of course. And it was the beaming pride that she demonstrated when people recognized her academic accomplishments and saw her for the great math student that she was and who recognized her hard work. And it was the appreciation that she showed for a teacher who actually listened to her idea for once. There was Jacob, the boy who begged the directors to let him stay for the second half of the summer, despite the fact that the rest of the ninth graders had left after just 3 weeks. The boy who I learned lived in a neighborhood where there were gunshots outside daily, and who was supposed to attend a public school that he was too afraid to go to, so instead was cyber-schooled. And who, despite all of these challenges and obstacles, still loved learning at its core and showed it every single day at school. And then there was the day that my students told me that they didn't like school. Not Summerbridge, but actual school. And I thought to myself, how can this group of brilliant young individuals not love school? They must flourish. They must thrive. How could they not enjoy it? But they said it was boring. They said that their teachers didn't pay attention to them. It wasn't because they got more homework or they had less recess time than summer school. It was because they didn't feel like they were challenged. They didn't feel like their needs were being met, and they felt like they were just one in a group of 30 individuals living in this teacher's world. And I grappled with the question why. After that first summer, after my second summer, I continue to grapple with the question why. Why did the children not feel challenged at school? Why aren't they given enrichment opportunities, encouraged to collaborate with one another, urged to work on extension activities and problems? Why are they allowed to get by without knowing their basic multiplication facts? How is that excusable? And why are they discouraged when they have a question about a problem that they saw in their big sister's math homework the night before? This is my calling. I recognize that my frustration and my passion for what I saw going on with these students who I knew could achieve so much would lead me to go into education and to become the teacher that I knew I wanted every teacher to be. Free and appropriate public education should not mean the bare minimum, and educational support should not come at an additional cost for each shade darker a child's skin is than the average white, or for each word a child pronounces differently than is said in standard English. We constantly remind kids to embrace differences as we sit in a circle and recite this mantra together in the same sing-song voice on the same beat with our legs crossed, sitting, smiling, all looking exactly the same. But the children who actually know difference, who know disparity and discrimination, the kids who are talked down to, despite the fact that they can read 2, 3, 4 grade levels above expected, these are the children that I want to teach. I don't just believe in equality of education. The statement is so misleading. If we mass produce large quantities of average learners, we're bringing down the high achievers. No, I believe in equality of excellent educational opportunities. I believe that every child deserves access to the resources, the learning environments, and the instruction that enable every child to flourish and that support each child where he or she is at. As an elementary education major, I hear the answer, I love kids, a lot when asked why people want to teach. And trust me, I get it. I love kids too. I have 6 younger siblings. I tutored, I mentored, I coached, I babysat. I knew I loved kids since the second my little sister was born. But teaching is different. It's not just being the fun older sister or the gatekeeper of all playground games. It's making a difference in the lives of children who bring completely separate and different experiences than I've ever had to the classroom. It's learning alongside children. It's growing with them. It's providing them with the hope that they have the power to achieve so much. It's inspiring not the future, but the present, the kids who have the power to change the world, not tomorrow, but today. It's giving students a voice, these young children, power to initiate change at such young ages. And even more importantly than anything else, it's giving children the potential to excel, to succeed, to graduate from middle school, from high school, and giving them the opportunity to experience the same defining and challenging and absolutely life-changing chances at freshman years of college that I was given.